Sorry. I didn't want you poking me in my head like that. What's up, y'all? Good morning. We back at it again. It's Mama Lola and we in the heart of nature. It's pretty cold today. Well, at this moment in this time, so I don't think this is gonna be a long video. This time of the year is a little tricky because you be thinking it's gonna be one type of way outside and you don't really know, and you gotta walk out prepared. And me, it really gotta be cold for me to remember my sweater. Like I gotta yeah, I need my sweater today. Like it really gotta be cold. So it's not too cold. It's a little frigid, but it wasn't cold enough for me to remember my sweater, evidently. Even though I remember my son's sweater, but for me, I forgot it. So yeah. So this video today, I think I just want to talk a little bit about integrity. You know, are you a woman or a man of your word, right? Because words can be fleeting sometimes. People can say a lot of things. They can say things in the heat of the moment. They can say things based off how their emotions feel. And you know about emotions, right? We all know about emotions. Emotions change like the seasons. It changes like the weather. You hot, you cold, you warm, you translucent. You happy, you sad. You angry, you mad. You depressed, you joyful. You content, you're miserable, you frustrated. Like, emotions are like waves. They come and they go. And that's a big thing that we have to remember. Like, you don't have to feel shame for feeling your emotions. Your emotions are natural. We all have them. If you're a human being, you have emotions. If you're a being in general, you have emotions. You can't tell me that animals don't have emotions. Like, look at this bird right now, yelling at me. I don't know what its problem is, but it's trying to tell me something, you know, and it want to fly right over me and talk to me, right? Trying to communicate. But yeah, so everyone has emotions, everyone has feelings. You shouldn't have shame for feeling your emotions, especially the more passionate ones like anger and rage. You know, sometimes people need to feel anger and rage to get things moving, to get things shifting, to make change in their life. So those are not emotions that should be shamed, you know. But have integrity for how you feel. Like, be honest and authentic with yourself. How you feel is how you feel. You should honor that. If you can't honor that, you can't really expect anybody else in your life to honor that for you. You know what I'm saying? And so despite our feelings, which are fleeting, they're always changing. They're like, you know, the current and the waves in the ocean, you know. Despite having those fluctuations of feelings, there still has to be a core of stability in your life. You know, you have to be stable in your life. So when it comes to, are you a woman or a man of your word? If you say you're going to do something, are you going to do it? Or do you just say things to say them and then it never really comes to fruition, right? And specifically how I was thinking about that today was with integrity with God, right? We know that God is faithful, right? Dios es fiel. God is a faithful provider. He's a fierce protector. If God says he's going to do something, he's going to do it. His yes is his yes and his no is his no, right? Jeremiah 29:11. I don't remember it word for word, but to paraphrase it, it's basically like, you know, I have plans for you, plans for good and not of evil, you know, to reach you to an expected end. You know, I don't have you out here just lollygaggling. What's the word I'm trying to say? Lollygagging lollygagging for no reason. You know, there's always purpose in his plan, right? And God is someone that we can learn integrity from, right? God is gonna make shit happen. He's gonna make the things happen that he said were gonna happen, right? But it's his plan according to his will, according to his timing, and not our own. And that's where we can have integrity with God and with ourselves. So if you're someone, or I'll just speak for myself, if I'm someone that says, yes, I have faith in my creator, I have faith in my purpose and my plan as being his creation, and I surrender to his will and to his timing. If I say that, but then I turn around and I'm second guessing God, or I'm second guessing my walk, or I'm second guessing, my place in life or the things that I'm doing, do I really have integrity? Am I really a woman of my word? Or am I just saying things to say them? How am I gonna say, yeah, I trust you, God. I trust the plans that you have for me. I have ultimate faith in my creator, and then I turn around and I worry. I turn around and I'm frustrated. I turn around and I fret. I turn around and I'm depressed. I turn around and I feel like, oh, none of this makes sense, and I don't know if I'm coming or going, and I don't know what's happening. And those two vibrations are out of alignment. I'm not a woman of integrity. I'm not a woman of my word if I say in front of this camera and during prayer time, yeah, I believe in you, God. I trust in you. I'm faithful in you. I love you. I surrender myself to you. I'm devoted to you. And then I turn around and inside in my mind, I'm stressing. Shit, I don't know how I'm gonna make this happen. I don't know how this gonna happen. I don't know how, when I just said it's not up to me, I surrender everything to your will. And now I'm turning around stressing like it's all on me. I'm forgetting the most important part of this. If I'm surrendering everything to God, and I'm a coffee mug, and I just gotta show up on the china table and get poured into, I don't need to stress about coffee. I don't need to stress about where it's coming from, what store it's coming from, what brand it is, where the sugar coming from. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't gotta stress about none of that, right? So having integrity with yourself and with your creator is very important, and it saves you from a lot of stress and a lot of confusion and a lot of, unnecessary doubt and frustration that you don't really need to feel, because you could just trust and have faith and surrender and let go. And sometimes, the way society is built and the way we're raised and, the programming that a lot of us endure, it's easier to stress and to take on unnecessary trauma and drama than to surrender and to trust. It's very hard for, I can't even say this generation, it's very hard for the collective consciousness at large to trust. That's something that's missing. Integrity and trust kind of go hand in hand, because if you're someone that has integrity, you can be trusted. You are a woman of your word. You are a man of your word. Too many people have been lied to. Too many people have been put to sleep on so much deception and lies that it's hard to trust. But honestly, having trust in yourself and your creator is very freeing, and it's something that's worth exploring and getting to, right? Because you don't have to be perfect, but as long as you have integrity, be a man and a woman of your word. That's something that's a lost art nowadays. People just say shit to say shit. Gaslighting is the new norm. Like, saying shit that don't even make sense, saying shit to confuse people, saying shit to throw people off, and even with yourself, you worried about other people throwing you off. You don't got to worry about other people. A lot of people throw them damn selves off. Self-talk is a hell of a thing, and if you don't realize what the inner voice is telling you, you could be rocked to sleep by your own damn self. You don't got to worry about anybody else doing it to you. So one thing I try to live by, and I'm not perfect, but as I continue to grow and age in this life, I try to be a woman of my word. I try to be someone that if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. If I say I trust in God, I'm going to trust in God. I'm going to surrender. If I catch myself stressing, I'm going to listen. We talked about this. We're not going to do this today. You know what I'm saying? If I said that, I was going to be there at 3 o'clock, I'm going to be there at 3 o'clock. I may show up at 2:55. If I said that, if I'm all in and I accept something, then I'm going to be all in and I'm accepted. I'm not going to say, yeah, I accept it, and then, crash out later, unless it's not, sometimes things are not in your alignment. So you could agree to things and they're not in your alignment, and then you're redirected, like you're rerouted onto your actual course. That shit happens, but if it's something that you're meant to be a part of, it's a part of your walk, it's a part of your path, and you say, yeah, I'm gonna do this, okay, I'm gonna do it. And then you have to realize sometimes people agree to do things that you authentically don't want to do. So that's another part of integrity. You're saying you want to do something and you don't want to do it. You're saying you want to do something, but it's not part of your alignment. It's not part of your will. You're actually going against yourself. You're trying to please other people, but you're harming yourself. So it's very important to have integrity with yourself first and foremost. So it's easier to conduct yourself with your peers and other people in your environment. But you should never have anything more for another person than you do for yourself. That's where people, that's where you fail. That's where you fall short. Anything you're going to do in this world, you need to do it with yourself first. If you're going to have integrity with yourself first. For example, if you promise yourself that you're going to start walking in the morning, even if it's 10 minutes, say I need to be a little bit more active, I'm going to start walking. I promised myself that I'm going to walk at least 3 times this week. There's 7 days in the week. I'll pick the 3 days. 7 days come, you haven't walked once. You don't have integrity with yourself. You just told yourself this is what you're going to do and you didn't follow through. If you can't do simple tasks with yourself like that, you shouldn't even be worrying what you're doing for other people. That's how I see it. You got to love yourself before you can love somebody else. You got to take care of yourself before you can take care of anybody else. Even when it comes to children, mothers and fathers, and you have children, and you think that you're supposed to sacrifice yourself and make sure that the kid is good and everything is good and you go to shit. No. It's important for the kid to be good. Make sure you take care of these babies. Make sure that they shining and glistening. Their teeth is clean. You put on their shea butter on their little face. They feeling good. They taking their vitamins. Their hair is washed, they're clean, their fingernails is cut. Make sure the babies is good, their minds are good, they're happy, they're content, they eating good. Make sure the babies are good, of course, but don't make sure the babies are good and that you ain't good, because what's the point? Because the babies ain't gonna be good if you're not good. So you gotta love yourself, and it may be controversial, but you gotta love yourself more than you love your children. You gotta love yourself more than you love your spouse. You know what I'm saying? Like, they say God comes first in your life, and how I see it is that we are God. We are intricate, unique experiences and representations of God. So if God comes first in my life, I come first in my life. It's God and it's me. That's the most important relationship that I could ever have in my life, is myself and God. Then everything comes after. So, because it's not even God and then me. I feel like God and me are on the same level, because we in this together, baby. So it's me and God, and then it's spouse, children, friends, family, everything else comes after that. So if this first level ain't good, everything that trickles down after that, that's not gonna be good either. Even if it feels like it's good, it looks like everything's being held together with duct tape and glue. It could be that much better if that first relationship with yourself and God is solid. You don't want to build your life on a faulty foundation, because eventually that shit gonna come tumbling down. And it probably come tumbling down at the most inopportune time. And it's very important to love yourself, be easy with yourself, have grace with yourself, and be kind to yourself, because nobody has a manual on how to live this life. Nobody knows everything. Even the people that live for hundreds of years and they have the wisdom of the crone, they don't know every little thing, right? So have grace for yourself. Nobody's perfect. some of the best people, some of the most influential people, some of the most like powerful people that are doing good in the world have had some pretty dark past. They could be some pretty fucked up people. That's why they know how to be so good, because they was on the other side first. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, to know peace and to know kindness and joy, you really had to be at the forefront of evil and chaos and corruption, you know? And you were just strong enough to overcome it. That's how I see it. Like, I don't know what that lady's name is, but she was somebody that was, she was a Satanist for like 18 years of her life. Her grandmother initiated her into it. And she did some of the darkest things, the most vile things, and Jesus Christ still saved her life. And now she's working for the kingdom of God. And she's exposing so many things that, you know, if she wasn't protected by the Almighty, her life would be in jeopardy. And she did some of the most vile things, the most horrible things. She was a part of the most vicious things. And God still blessed her. God freed her soul. God brought her kingdom spouse and her together. She bore children. You know, she's serving the kingdom of God. Jesus sits on the throne of her heart. So if God can forgive us, we can forgive ourselves. If Jesus can see us worthy and still bless us with salvation and freedom, regardless of our past and what we've done, we can let it go. For ourselves and for others. Yeah. So yeah, that's about it. Just wanted to come over, speak a few words. It's cold out here. I gotta go inside. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, show some love, you know. You can interact with me, comment down below, you know. Share your thoughts. This is a safe place, right? This is a judgment-free zone. Judgment-free zone. This is a safe space. You know. And I'm leaving. I'm gone. I'm out. Bye-bye.